All right, good morning everybody. I just wanted to make a quick video for all my clients to show them how to stretch before a workout and how to stretch after a workout. So this is going to be your routine from now on. This is what I want you guys to do before you hit your workout, and then I'm going to show you a routine for after your workout. So before you hit your workout, you need to do some dynamic movements where you're basically stretching, but you're stretching through movement. So you're not letting your body just statically stay in a stretch like you would after a workout. So let's just get into it, okay? I know you guys probably can't see my full body, but you'll understand what I'm doing. So first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna make some nice big arm circles. You're gonna go forward about 10 to 15 times, and then after you're gonna go backwards for 10 to 15 times. You just wanna get those shoulders opening up through that big range of motion. From there, you're gonna take your feet together, bring the arms up and over, then you're gonna go to one side and then the other. Just so that you're getting a nice stretch here through the sides of your body, but you're not staying in the stretch, you're moving in the stretch. So you wanna go to each side about 10 times or so, getting yourself kind of warmed up and moving through it. Next, what I like to do is forward folds. So you're going to come down, gently get a stretch on those hamstrings, and then slowly ragdoll yourself up. Bring the arms all the way up and over, come down again, and again, slowly ragdoll yourself up. Again, bring the arms up, come down, and you're going to want to do this again about 10 times or so, just to get through that range of motion, to feel every little inch of your body opening up as you're moving. And you're going to feel the stretch kind of go deeper and deeper and deeper every time you come to it. So again, nice and slowly. You don't want to hurry anything. You just want to keep your body moving the entire time. One more here for you guys. And now we want to get into the legs a little bit. I'm going to take my legs nice and wide like this. And then I'm going to come down. For those of you guys that can't reach, that's okay. Just bend your knees as much as you have to. From here, we're just going to come down and go up. Down and up. I like to grab my big toes with my peace fingers. Again, I know that this is not accessible for everyone, so you can always have your hands on the ground in front of you. Bend the knees, straighten the legs out. Bend the knees, straighten the legs out, just to kind of start to slowly get into the inner groin, slowly start to get into some of these movement patterns that you're going to be performing in your workout. Good. One more time, again, 10 times for each one of these movements. From here, you're going to step yourself in a lunge, in a little baby lunge with your knee on the ground. And from here, we're just going to work to open up the inner groin, walk the hands to the inside of the leg, and then kind of walk the hands out, start to bow down, and just pulse the body here a little bit. See if with each pulse you can get a little bit lower. Do about 10 pulses, and then walk yourself back to center. From center, what I like to do here, and again, some of you guys might not be able to reach your hands down because of flexibility. So this is where I would say grab 2 yoga blocks, or grab 2 stability balls, or 2 medicine balls, something that you can put your hands on. And then from here, you're just going to go back and forth, back and forth. And you guys probably can't hear, but there was even a little click that I just heard in my hips, so that means my hips are loosening up. I'm starting to work through those movement patterns yet again. Nice and slow here. Again, you want to do about 10 reps of these. I'm not really counting right now, but let's move to the other side. So again, you're doing the lunge on the other side, walking the hands out to the inside, and then pulsing the upper body here a little bit. About 10 times, bringing the chest up and down. Trying to move with your breath as you do it. Walking yourself back to your lunge. Going back, straightening the leg, coming back to the lunge. And again, the hands might need to travel on some medicine balls here. If you want, again, you can do it with no hands, like I'm doing it right here. This is also another option for you if your hands can't reach. I like the hands down because it does provide a little bit of a deeper stretch. Good, you're gonna do this about 10 times as well. And then after you're done, you're gonna come to sit on your knees for a second. From here, we're gonna do some cat and cows, again, to get through the back. So you're gonna roll the spine up and then arch it down. Roll the spine up and then arch it down. You're gonna go through this again about 10 times or so. And then we have one more after this. And this one's a tricky one, so pay really, really close attention. We're gonna come back into a lunge. From your lunge, you're gonna wanna come down to the pinky toe edge side of the foot. So you're gonna wanna open the sole of your foot up. So that the sole of your foot, for example, my right foot, the sole of the foot is opening up to the left. From here, what this is gonna do, it's basically gonna do a winging motion. So I'm gonna stay here, and I'm just gonna literally wing my knee in and out. And every time I wing it, I want to bring the knee a little bit further down towards the ground. Again, if the hands don't reach here, take your hands on some stability balls, some medicine balls, some yoga blocks, anything that you have handy at your gym or wherever you are doing this. 10 times, and then you want to do the other side, same thing. Wing it out about 10 times. There we go. Each time, as I said, you want to get the knee a little bit further down. You're going to feel this, especially on the outside of the hip area, through the piriformis and the glutes. All right, so there it is. That is a little bit of your dynamic stretching that you can do before your workout. And now we're going to get into the static stretching that we're going to do at the end of the workout. All right, guys, so now we're going to get into the static stretching at the end of your workout. We're going to start all the way up here in the head, and we're going to work our way down the body. So starting in the head, first thing you want to do, and I'm going to do this on my knees so I make sure that everyone can see me here, is you just want to get your shoulders down. As you get your shoulders back, keep them back, but now take your chin down towards your chest. And you're going to feel a nice deep stretch on the back of your neck here. Keep your chin low. Stay here for about 30 seconds or so. Once the 30 seconds are up, start to take your chin and move it over towards your left shoulder. Keep the chin down. You're going to feel a nice deep stretch on the right. Hold it there for 30 seconds and then move the chin over to the right shoulder. You're going to feel a nice deep stretch here on the left. You're going to stay here for about 30 seconds and then we're going to move on. Once we move on, we're going to do some nice neck rotations, going one way about 5 times and then switching and going the other way about 5 times. Once you're done the neck rotations, we can start to move into the shoulders. To get into the shoulders, first stretch I want us to work on is taking the arm across the body, wrapping the other arm around the arm that's elongated, and then what you're going to do is you're going to play a tug of war in your body. So with this shoulder is going to be energetically pulled back, and what this arm is going to do is going to pull the other one the opposite way. So I've got 2 forces playing here. My shoulder is pulling itself back, but my arm is pulling it away. So I'm getting a nice deep stretch all the way through my shoulder and a little bit through my tricep. So you're going to hold this for about 30 seconds and then you're going to switch sides. So same thing with this shoulder, you're going to be pulling back. With this arm, you're going to be pulling away. So there's a tug of war going on inside your body to lengthen all of these muscles on your arm out. Hold that for about 30 seconds, release it, and then shake out the arms if you need to. What we're going to move after that is we're going to do a nice stretch to our back. Very similar to what we did in the dynamic stretching, but this time we're going to hold it. So you're going to come to all fours. Make sure that your shoulders are over your wrists. Make sure that your hips are over your knees. And from here, you're going to start to round the spine up towards the sky. And you're going to concentrate on the space that is right in between your shoulder blades, thinking about breathing into that space, creating more space right there in between the shoulder blades. Literally, I want you guys to picture the air that you're breathing in going right into your mid-back and starting to create that space right in between the shoulder blades. So you want to sit there for about 30 seconds, sometimes even to a minute. What we're going to move in from there is the lat stretch. So we're going to get into this whole side right here under the armpit. For this, we're going to work with the child's pose. Most of you guys are very familiar with the child's pose. So in a child's pose, Toes are untucked. We're gonna walk our arms out. We're gonna try to bring our chest as close as we can to the ground. Now what's different about a lat stretch here is I want you guys up on your fingertips. So instead of being on your hands, I want you on your fingertips so that the armpits can become hollow to the ground. You're going to keep your armpits hollow to the ground and then walk your hands over to one side and then the other. So here I'm walking them over to the left and I'm going to feel this stretch down through the right lat. I want to stay on my fingertips and I want to think about bringing space into the rib cage, literally breathing space in between each rib as I'm stretching it. From there, I'm going to walk my hands all the way over to the other side. Stay here for about 30 seconds or so. Again, I'm getting that nice deep stretch all down the left side of the body here. Thinking about bringing space in between each one of these ribs and really filling it up. After 30 seconds on each side, I'm going to walk myself back to center, walk my hands to my legs. Now I'm going to get into my inner groin here a little bit. To get into my inner groin, I'm going to take my knees up as wide as humanly possible. If this is not comfortable for you, you can always put a pillow or something soft under your bum or under your heels. And from there, I'm going to start to walk it out. Now, some of you guys are going to go to here, and that's going to be enough for you. So you can just come down to your forearms and hang out here. Others, you're going to be able to go much deeper into this. You're going to be able to sink all the way down and put your head or your chest on the ground. Again, you're going to hold it here for about 30 seconds to 1 minute until that inner groin is nice and stretched out. Then you're going to come back up to all fours and we're going to start to get into our lunges, to get into our legs. So from here, we're going to go back to that nice little lunge that we were in before, but this time we're going to hold it. And we're going to hold it here statically for about 30 seconds or so. Then we're going to move into our hamstring stretch. I'm going to straighten my leg out. I'm on my heel. Again, this is where you want to grab yoga blocks or medicine balls or something to hang on to if you cannot reach the ground. You want to keep a little tiny micro bend in the leg that you're stretching because you want to avoid hyperextension. And then energetically, you want to press your heel down into the floor and drag it back towards you. Even if it doesn't move, energetically, that's going to provide extra lengthening along the hamstring. So you're going to do this on the right side, and then you're going to do this on the left side, and you're going to hold each side again for about 30 seconds or so. Once we're done getting into the hamstrings, we're going to have to get into the quads. Now, to get into the quads, there's more ways of doing it, but this is going to be the most accessible way for most people. If you're a yogi, if you're a dancer, I can give you fancy ways to stretch your quads, but this is for the average person. So, for quads, come to standing, find something that you can hang on to for balance. I'm not going to hang on to anything because I don't need it right now, but for most of you guys, you're going to want to find something to hang on to for balance. Grab your foot and literally just take your foot towards your bum. Now, to really, really feel it, you have to do some energetic work. You have to lengthen from your hip bone into your knee. So it's almost like you're pushing your hips forward and you're actively lengthening that quad down towards the earth. Like you could grow your quad longer if you can imagine something like that. You're going to hold each side again for about 30 seconds to 1 minute. Right? So you're going to switch sides, find something to balance with. Same thing, lengthen from the hip bone down into the knee. Really get that nice deep stretch through the quad there. And release after 30 seconds to 1 minute on each side. Now we're going to get into our glutes and our piriformis, so everything that is on the outside of the hip here. All right, so again, most accessible way of doing this for most human beings is going to be the figure 4 stretch. The figure 4 stretch is incredibly effective. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to take my legs into a figure 4. I'm going to start with my right side. So I'm going to flex my right foot and I'm going to bring my right foot on top of my left thigh. Now I'm keeping my right foot flexed because that flexing of the right foot is going to protect my knee. That is very, very important when you do the stretch. Keep the foot flexed. From here, I'm going to take my hands behind me and I'm going to start to bend into my left knee to bring this right shin closer to my chest. Now, what I see most often here is people have their shoulders caved in. What I want you guys to do is pull your shoulders back and press your chest forward towards that right shin. You're going to feel a deep, deep stretch in your glutes and your piriformis. And if you want to add a little bit of movement into it, you can roll onto that right hip and just give it a little massage. A good tip and trick for some of you guys that have a very tight piriformis: get a golf ball, put it under your bum while you're doing this. Get it right in the trigger point. It's gonna hurt like hell, but it's gonna release that muscle. So same thing on the other side, just to demo, flex the foot, bring it over the thigh, and from here, bring that shin closer to your chest by using your hands to press your chest towards it. If you want, you can rock onto that hip. If not, hold it statically for 30 seconds to a minute. And again, a little tip for some of you guys, get a golf ball right into your trigger points and roll on it. And as I said, it's not gonna be pleasant, it's gonna be painful, but it's gonna help release those tight muscles. Now, that's kind of basic for what I want you guys to stretch, because I don't want to give you too much. I would love for you to get into some twists and for you to open up your chest and your abdominals, but realistically, these are the muscles that we need to stretch the most after a workout. The last one I'm going to give to you is a myofascial stretch, and this one kind of encompasses a lot of the different muscles in your body, and it also gets after the twists a little bit. However, if everyone was to do this stretch, I think we would have a healthier world. So here it is. I'm going to take one leg, bend the knee, and put my foot right beside my bum, and I'm going to be on the top of my foot right here. Now I'm going to take the other leg, I'm going to bend it, and I'm going to bring that foot right to the inner thigh of the leg that's bent backwards. From here, I'm going to let myself come down in the same direction of my quad. So I'm going to look at the direction of my quad stretching, and I'm going to let myself come down onto my opposite forearm. From there, we're going to do some movement. We're going to inhale the arm up, and then we're going to bend the elbow and rotate the chest down to bring that elbow closer to the other palm. And then we're going to come back, and we're going to do that about 5 times. So I'm going to rotate, try to bring that elbow down. Every time I do it, I'm going to find that my elbow is going to get closer and closer and closer to that other arm. Finally, on the last and 5th time that you're going to do this, you're going to lengthen your arm out fully, and you're going to stay in the stretch for about 30 seconds. I'm going to do the other side to show you guys, maybe get a different angle here. One leg is bent back, I'm on the top of my foot, other knee is bent, opposite foot comes to the inside of the thigh. I'm going to look at the direction that my quad is stretching in here, and I'm going to let myself come down to that direction, come down to the opposite forearm. From here, I'm going to lengthen my arm up, bend the elbow, rotate my torso down towards that opposite hand. I'm going to do that again 5 times, working my way through this with my breath, inhaling the arm up, exhaling that elbow and twisting it down. So again, I'm going to do this 5 times, and then finally on that last time, I'm going to show it to you guys this way. Finally, on my last time, I'm going to take that arm, bend the elbow, and then reach it forward and stay here for about 30 seconds or so. So there you have it. That is a nice little after workout stretch for you guys. Please incorporate this into your workouts. It's going to cut down on so much time that we have to spend in our sessions stretching, and we're going to be able to get more workout and more calorie burning for you. So if you could just take this, learn it, do it, it's going to make your life better, it's going to make my life better, and we're all going to be happier. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't forget to stretch.